Hello everyone, hello my HA Council. Now today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. Someone will have to go from my back catalogue and find out because I can't be bothered. And I had a few drinks, and I've had a few drinks at the moment. So there's no really script here, I'm kind of just going off whatever comes to my head. And I thought I'd do a reaction video. Now, who am I reacting to? Well, it's actually to Verlisify, if I pronounce that correctly, or as I just call him, Versi Now, Versi had his own reaction video to Pokemon Legends Arceus, where it's actually titled Pokemon Legends Arceus is a complete disappointment. Now, this shocked me because I thought that all the hate had been towards Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I thought all of it was against that, and I had made a video about that, and it was quite funny, some of the responses that came back. And people say, you gotta be allowed to criticise. Well, come on, it's my ball. I decide the rules, or I'm going home, and I'll take my ball, and I will go home. So I'm going to have a bit of fun whilst drinking. And I'm going to poke a bit of fun at what Versi has said. I'm not going to take the piss out of him. That's not what I like to do. I'm not that sort of person. But I will take the piss of what he said. That's a little bit different. He ain't going to see this. I doubt he's got time for a small-ass poker tuber who lives in Australia in a random place. He's not going to give a shit about this. And likewise, if anybody else wants to make a video taking a piss out of me, go for it. I find it bloody funny. I'd watch it with a few drinks myself, because it's all banter at the end of the day. So before we get into it, there's the usual plug, so everyone get behind this, and I'll be back in about 30 seconds. Do you live in Australia? Do you want to get your hands on G Fuel, but you don't want to pay those high costs from America, or face the potential danger going outside from drop bears? Well, let Gamer Fuel solve that problem. They're Australia's #1 distributor of G Fuel across the country, and if you go to their website today and use the code HBT, you get 10% off their order, which is fantastic. I'm using myself, and I want everyone to get on it too. You can find the link in the description below. And remember, stay safe and look out for those drop bears. Okay, on with the video. So I'm just going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play the whole trailer, the whole video that he does, and I am just going to stop it and pause it, and, the usual reaction bollocks. Let's just go with it.
I have a lot of problems with Pokemon Legends, and the more I think about it, the more problems I end up finding. There's so many, I don't even know where to begin this video, so I guess I'll start off by saying it really feels like nothing here works for me. Even going to the big reveal, I wasn't blown away. I wasn't super hype. Like, it looks good, but it doesn't look exceptional to me. It just kind of looks like we're expanding on the wild area.
Okay, I'm already calling bullshit. I'm not gonna lie, I went absolutely nuts at this point. Okay, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, so I couldn't go absolutely crazy, but in my head, little child inside my head's like, holy shit! What the fuck is going on? My mind can't take this! Outside voice was like, I'm asleep. Because for those who don't know my, true identity, or if you do know my true identity, you'll know my wife, the Queen, would have absolutely killed me had I cheered or poked her, said this is amazing. So to say that this is nothing, shut up.
But that's not an evolution. That's not taking a giant step forward for Pokemon like we're expecting. And even then, it just kind of feels generic. Like, this just seems like an indie game. Like, you look at that. That feels like an indie game render of what someone wants Pokemon Breath of the Wild to look like.
Well, isn't that what everybody's been moaning for years? All I ever see on Facebook is, this is a really expensive company, look what they do. This is what a fan can do. Well, aren't they giving you what the fans can do, or the fans want? Again, we're 40 seconds in, for Christ's sake.
And it doesn't even feel or look as good as Pokemon Breath of the Wild to me, so it's kind of like a step back without giving us any kind of wow factor, without delivering on something massive, and to me, Pokemon Sword and Shield looked better in the way that it was revealed. Like, for this Pokemon Direct, I was blown away. It got me feeling for the future of Pokemon. Pokemon Legends doesn't do that. Please, take a look. Like, that just hit so much different. And it could also just be the vibrancy. Like, you don't have to have this sprawling, expansive thing that tries to make itself look better than it is.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with this very strongly. I think this is because prior to Generation 8, when Sword and Shield arrived, we saw those first trailers, we didn't have anything like this. So when we first saw Generation 8, everyone was like, oh my god, dicks out, exploding everywhere. It was fantastic. We did Generation 8, here's what it looks like, finally a Pokemon game we all want. But now we've had Generation 8, if there's anything like Generation 8 graphics-wise, well, it's not going to be as big as an impact. But I thought the intro was way better, than when we saw Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's these cool graphics. But this time round for Arceus, they've gone with this cool artistic theme, and I thought that was really cool based on the samurai. I thought it was a good intro. I don't know what he's moaning about, to be honest. I was excited. I've gone on about it. I've got it on record.
It just kind of falls flat to me, even compared to Pokemon Sword and Shield, even though there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it looks so much better. But if you actually, break it down, it doesn't. And then comparing it to Breath of the Wild and other games, it keeps on falling down for me. We have Kindred Fates.
Stop comparing it to other games, other genres. Stop doing that.
Kindred Fates is the big upcoming one, and to me, I'm feeling more life in Kindred Fates. I feel more desire to explore in a better world just being built in general. And the funny thing is...
Okay, I do like the design of that bear. That bear's pretty cool. Game Freak, if you're by chance watching this, or someone has sent this to you, or you're possibly high watching this, steal that bear. That could be Beware's final form. Imagine that as a pink and white bear. That'd look freaking sick. And if put it in the comments, that would look sick if that was Beware's final evolution. Or Ursaring. Ursaring would look sick if it was like that.
Kindred Fates is more alpha than Pokemon Legends and Pokemon...
Okay, I've not watched the trailer to the other game he's going on about, but have we seen more of that game than 2 minutes that we saw of Arceus? If so, bullshit, I'm calling on his point. Absolute bullshit. Literally, if you've seen about 10 minutes of this other game, well then, of course you saw a bit more. Of course you saw more of the world. You've seen 2 freaking minutes and they're already selected shots, for fuck's sake.
Bold new direction. Is this supposed to be some kind of main series game, or some kind of thing that they're going to continue? Certainly sounds like that from the way the Pokemon Presents was, and the name, Pokemon Legends. That's a series. So we have Arceus. Are we going to have Mew in the past for Kanto? Are there going to be new generations, new regions that they're going to expand upon with Pokemon Legends, other stories? Kalos has a rich history. Kalos has a really rich history. So now it just kind of seems like we can go any and all directions with this, and it's going to mess up a lot of things for Pokemon.
Okay, again, I am calling utter bullshit on that point. He's complaining about, it's a bold new direction. What do you want him to say? They're trying to promote the game. Of course they've got to say it's a bold new direction. Well, they're not going to say, well, it's the same old shit you've had previously with a little bit of different. We've added a bit of Breath of the Wild in. We just hope you're going to take our money because we don't give a shit about the fans, or it's a Pokemon game. They've got to hype it up. Do you not understand how freaking advertising works? Fuck me, that's probably one of the dumb things you've said there.
And that brings us to Let's Go. Let's Go is just kind of hanging there now because...
As it should. No more Let's Go. I'm quite clear on that. I'm happy that it came out originally. No more Let's Go. Please.
Because we're doing just Diamond and Pearl remake, but it's not Let's Go, even though it should have been Let's Go.
No! I nearly spat out my beer then. No! Gotta do my best Jim Carrey impression. No! The fans would have lost their shit even more if it was a Let's Go game. I'm pretty sure you may be one of the only ones who has that opinion. There is no way this was going to be a Let's Go game. People were moaning, or not moaning, they wanted Let's Go, ho-ho, Let's Go Lugia. There was no way that they were going to want Let's Go as a Gen 4 remake. Now, I'm not saying I speak for the people. I am speaking for the people. There is no bullshitting way that people wanted Gen 4 to be a Let's Go. Well, Gen 4 remakes to be a Let's Go game. I am pretty sure I can bet my house that I do not own on that.
Read this right here. These remakes include easy-to-understand, player-friendly conveniences of modern Pokemon series, plus up-close and personal Pokemon battle scenes. Easy to understand. Just make it Pokemon Let's Go at that point.
Yes, it's a children's game. It is a game for children, marketed at children, that me as a 34-year-old man is playing, along with critiquing, drinking to, watching. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that, but it's a kid's game. I think we all have to remember that sometimes. It's a child's game.
Now it feels like this just muddies way too much stuff, because now we have 3 directions. We have Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Main Series, Pokemon Legends. Remakes are just a complete mess, because Pokemon Legends might just dance around any timeline.
Isn't this a good thing, though? Like, on a serious point, isn't that a good thing? If this happens, not to be the way Gen 8, Gen 9 goes, and this is just another direction, honestly, isn't that a good thing? Surely you want more Pokemon games in the whole mix, so you'd have, like, the Mystery Dungeon series, which obviously everybody loves. You'd have, if Let's Go comes back, you'd have your main gen series, your mobile games, your Pokemon Cafe, whatever it's called, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Snap. Literally, I don't see what the problem is here. It's just more Pokemon content for everyone. I can only think of this being a good thing, and I do hope it works.
Are we actually going to have Gen 5 remakes at some point?
Yes, of course we fucking will. Are you stupid? Of course we will have a Gen 5 remake, because that'll be the next big thing we all go on about. Of course. Because Game Freak like money, and we give them money, because we want to play Pokemon. I think once you get past Gen 5, that'll be it for remakes. I really do think so, unless someone really gets desperate for Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I do love that game. But I think, yeah, Gen 5 is definitely coming. 100%. Eventually. In 2052.
This also kind of brings into another problem. I don't feel life here as a Pokemon trainer. I don't know where the end game is. I don't know where the replayability is. Like, do you just run around and just infinitely catch Pokemon? That doesn't seem super fulfilling.
It's a 2-minute fucking trailer? Do you want the whole fucking plot? Jesus Christ, at least give the game some chance to breathe. It's like opening a bottle of wine and just necking the thing straight away without, wanting to let it breathe and get the flavours in. Now, some children might not understand that, but you've got to give the thing a chance to say, well, this is just a little bit of a teaser. Hello. I don't think any game ever comes on and goes, here's the plot, here's the replayability, here's how everything works. For fuck's sake, slow your beans down, Sunshine. Just chill out.
Because they said, oh, you have to battle Pokemon to catch them, and then the first thing you do here is you don't battle the Shanks and you catch it. And it seems true for a lot of Pokemon, because this goes before what it means to be a Pokemon trainer.
I did not know there was a rule book about what it means to be a Pokemon trainer. Did Game Freak release that? I thought it's just, you can do what you want to do. You can catch them all, you can battle them, you can use them in contests, you could probably use them in some sort of dodgy videos. Yeah, you can take photos of them, you can do what the fuck you want with them. There's no rulebook, you numpty. I was going to say knob, but that sounds quite mean. I'm going to go with numpty.
So, I think, the fans that are overhyping about this, they're just being hypocrites about all the other things that they've hated about Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Let's Go.
Right, I didn't like the throwy ball thingy of Let's Go. Oh, people are going to come after me now. Oh, you can't criticize. It's my ball. It's my video. So I decide what I like and not. You don't like it? Comment. YouTube gods love it. But the reason why I didn't like the ball mechanic, it was an interesting idea, is because if you want to get that maximum EXP growth, you need to use the Joy-Cons to do that little flick with 2 controls, and I am telling you fucking now, there is no way to flick those Joy-Con controls at 1 o'clock in the morning in bed without waking up the missus and getting smacked, because she's like, idiot! There is no way of doing it. So for that simple reason, absolutely fuck the Joy-Con controllers, because I am not spending more time than I have to grinding on frickin' Chanseys. You know it's true.
Because you look at this interaction, that just feels wrong. That just feels like there's no potential. There's nothing that can come from that. Instead of having a sword and a shield or some kind of way to set up, even comparing this to Monster Hunter.
Well, what do you want it to do? Do you want it to come out and go, I'm here? Come like a big gay owl going, I'm super, thanks for asking. It's a wild animal. I don't know what you want it to do. They don't all come out. I don't walk around in the field and then suddenly I see a kangaroo, which I do, and suddenly it pops up and does a pose it's a battle scene and it goes, kangaroo appeared. No, it will just either stand there or run for its fucking life. I honestly don't know what you want. Fair enough, this is that Chimchar is looking a bit placid, but are you expecting these animals to even appear? I go on a nature trail, I barely see anything. I saw an echidna the other day, that's as rare as the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I just don't expect to know what you want. If you want us to be realistic, they're not all going to be showing their flashy colours and go, ooh, look at me. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Or do you want them to leg it like they probably would in real life?
Comparing this to any other kind of game, I know that, like, I don't want a sword. I don't want to slash down a Pikachu. No. But that's also why this kind of game can't work for Pokemon. You have to do those other things. You have to express yourself as a trainer, against gyms, as a league builder, a league leader, something like that. A Pokemon master. Because if you're just some kind of, like, prehistoric dude that doesn't know how Pokemon's supposed to function and you're building that world, it's going to be scuffed.
How do you know? How do you know it's going to be that? Do you have all the details? Does your uncle work for Nintendo? And let's also look at Pokemon Snap. People love that shit. Well, that hasn't got every Pokemon. You look at the first Pokemon Snap on the N64, people love that shit. I love that shit. Mewtwo's not even in the game. There's so many Pokemon not in the game, but people love that shit. And I bet Pokemon Snap's not going to have that freaking national dex, but we're all going to buy it. I'm probably going to buy it, try and get the baby to play it, but we all love it. So calm your tits down.
Like, oh, I don't have Pokemon yet. I'm going to walk around in circles on the Chimchar until he's going to let me catch him.
So like Dark Souls, without the catching.
Kurt was able to make competent Pokeballs, and I feel like if we just go back through his... Like, there has to be a Kurt ancestor in this game. There isn't. I'm going to riot.
Well, I'm going to say something controversial here. I agree. I 100% agree. There needs to be a reference to Kurt. Well, they can't reference Kurt because it's in the past, but at least make a thing saying, oh, my name is Kurt, or Kurtish, or Kurta. I don't know. Something to link it back to Apricorns, because that'd be a good fan service. I think that'd be good, because I've always had a problem with Kurt. He's not allowed to play with my balls. He can do one. Sorry, I knocked my beer over there. That would have been bad news.
The Pokemon Company, or Game Freak, has to kneecap their own history to make this work, but then it's not interesting.
What do you mean it's not interesting? That Pokeball looks cool. Everyone started going on about Among Us because it looks sus. I think it looked quite cool. Like, what do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a freaking net? Like, I know it's the past, but what did you want? Like a spear? Like, how did we catch a Chimchar? We shot it through the neck with an arrow. What do you mean? You know, I'm sure the technology weren't that good 150 years ago. Let's see what this Pokeball's gonna do. I don't understand what you wanted. Could you imagine if it was a big net, like Ape Escape? I think it was called Ape Escape. People would be fucking complaining. I'd be complaining because it looks shit, and it would just be accused of being Ape Escape.
And since we don't have the battles don't seem that live action, that much real time. Like, if I'm running around, like, maybe that's another thing. Again, they need to separate more. That if I have a Gallade, and I'm able to, like, control my Gallade while also trying to keep myself safe, and then, like, Gallade's kind of doing his own thing, then yeah, that's my replacement for a sword and a shield, or a bow, or whatever that would be represented in Breath of the Wild, Monster Hunter, or some kind of JRPG that has real-time combat. With this, like, you're kind of just diluting everything about what could be cool because you're so scuffed as this culture that doesn't understand Pokemon.
Then it wouldn't be Pokemon anymore. Well, it wouldn't be the Pokemon we know, the whole chess thing. Like, I've never seen the trainer get involved before. I just don't know what you want. I've never seen the trainer go, oh yeah, the Pokemon, okay Pikachu, you use Spark. Trainer uses Stone to club Garchomp in the face. I just don't see that happening. Or Garchomp attacks the player loses arm. Don't know how you want that to work. That's a question for another time.
And then this just makes the game feel even more boring. To catch Pokemon Legends, you can observe them to learn their behavior, carefully sneak up on them, aim your Pokeball, and let it fly. So that really is the gameplay. You just kind of walk up and throw a Pokeball and hope it works.
But isn't that how it would actually work? If it was a real-life game, a real-life scenario, that's how it'd work. If I saw a Bulbasaur in the field, I'm not going to walk up to it and go, hey Bulbasaur, want a battle? I'm going to throw a Pokeball at the thing to see if I can catch it on the sly. But surely that's how it worked. That's how Ash did it. I'm sure he's had a few where he's just gone, no battle, woo, I'm going to get a cheeky one in there. Anyone see that one with the Metagross picture where she catches a shiny, what's the first one? Oh, basically the Bedaloon, whatever it is, the first Metagross one, and she catches it with a shiny, it's a shiny, you get it with a Master Ball. That's what would happen. In the wild, if you saw something cool, you'd throw a motherfucking Master Ball at it, or you'd throw a Pokeball at it. Surely! I'm not wrong here. Tell me if I'm wrong, or if I've got that completely wrong. Please, someone in the comments, tell me.
And also, like, depending on, because what we saw in Pokemon Sword and Shield are strong Pokemon. You can't catch them until a certain stage of the game. So I'm guessing if you see a wild Garchomp, you can't just chuck Pokeballs at it until you get lucky and end up catching it.
It's not like the main game, though. Like, I'm not taking the piss here. Hang on. I could take the piss, but in the main game, if you, like, come level 2 Caterpie or Pidgey, you can just throw a Pokeball and catch it. But if it's a strong Pokemon, no chance. Absolutely no chance. It's gonna break out the ball, and you need to use a Pokemon to weaken it. Surely that would be the case for real life. If you saw a Garchomp, as we see in the trailer, you ain't just gonna rock up to that and throw a Pokeball. That bitch is gonna go piss off. So you're gonna have to use a Pokemon to weaken it. Surely. Again, tell me if I'm wrong.
But I mean, this just doesn't sound great either. You can also have your ally Pokemon battle wild Pokemon that you hope to catch. Just throw the Pokeball holding your ally Pokemon near a wild Pokemon, and you'll seamlessly enter battle and command your Pokemon by choosing from moves it knows. So, Pixelmon, where you just walk up to the wild Pokemon that's out there doing its own thing, and then you just throw the Pokeball by it, and you go straight into battle to just do a regular Pokemon battle.
What do you want it to do? What do you want the Pokemon to do? Pokemon uses sexy Leer. Pokemon tries to seduce it. I don't know why I always have to go to these sex connotations, but I don't know what you want the Pokemon to do. Pokemon pin it down. Of course it's going to go into a battle. Of course it's going to attack it. I don't know if it's like Final Fantasy 12 where you can put Gambits and make it do something automatically. Again, that's not Pokemon. Well, as we know it, it'll be a completely different game. Make your mind up. What do you want?
That doesn't sound revolutionary to me, and that's also why I don't like, just from watching this, just from what I've seen right here, there isn't anything that takes Pokemon to the next level.
But this goes back to what I said earlier, it will be a completely different Pokemon game. It kind of feels like you want a game like, I'm stretching my face here, like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's just use that as a template where you control a party, 3 people, and you can all give them different attacks and you can spin across each one. But that's what this kind of seems like, but that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for Pokemon. You know, the character can, oh yeah, let's just look at it. Okay, the character runs around, the trainer runs around, he can command the Pokemon, but that would then mean surely that the Pokemon you're trying to catch would be able to attack the player. Like, as I go back to before, what's the player going to do? What's the player's command? Hit the Pokemon with a spear. Hit it with a, you know, I get this huge rock, or I try and drown it. I've got a Pidgey, drown the Pidgey. Drown the Pidgey and then lower its KO. I'm not going to lie, if that Pokemon can then attack me, it's like if you see a Scyther. You saw a Scyther in the wild, I ain't going absolutely anywhere near that. Scyther uses cut dead. Scyther uses anything dead. I'm dead, I'm slashed in half, although that would look fucking cool. Tell me I keep saying tell me I'm wrong. I should be saying happy days to get all you bastards, and you know what I'm on about. But that would be cool. To see body parts everywhere.
Like, is this going to have multiplayer? Is this going to have online? Is this going to be treated like a main series Pokemon game with competitive or something?
Is this game going to give me free beer? Am I going to finish this beer? Am I going to need another one? With the amount of bullshit being spread, I might have to turn my attention to something a bit stronger.
Do I want to catch a Garchomp?
Yes, it's a Garchomp. Of course you frickin' do. Stupid.
Or maybe this isn't going to be a major series progression, and then it's just a spin-off game.
Yes, let's talk about a spin-off. This may be a spin-off. You think?
Is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl going to have the competitive scene despite looking the way that it does? We didn't see Let's Go get any major play Pokemon competitive support, so where does this lie? Like, that's what I mean, this should have just been Let's Go, and then I would have been happier. But it seems like instead of combining this, because what I wanted for the ultimate Sinnoh remake was either Let's Go or making it Pokemon Sinnoh Breath of the Wild, but as a more main series game with the modern things we love about Pokemon.
Hang on, like modern things? Like battling? Like sword and shield? Like battling Pokemon in the wild live? I'm so confused!
And that brings me to what this says. The story unfolds in a long-gone era before the idea of being a Pokemon trainer or having a Pokemon League even existed. I play Pokemon to be a Pokemon trainer, to be the very best like no one ever was, to dominate the league, and then just become a Pokemon master. If this is before even trying to figure out what it means to be a Pokemon master, I'm not excited for that.
Hang on, they're trying something new. You can't criticize them. They're taking a new direction, so maybe they want to change the story a bit. People would be kicking off if they did the same thing ago. I'm going to go get all the badges so I can be a Pokemon champion. Maybe there's something a bit different. Maybe there's a war. There's always been talks of war in these Pokemon series. Let's just try something a bit different. What's the skin off your nose? No one's going to be hurt by this. I don't see what the problem is. If it works, it works. Jesus, calm down.
But even if it comes together, this is the art direction. This is what the game is destined to look like, and it's just going to get more polished, but it's not going to get better.
Christ, you are so negative. Jesus. Stop covering Pokemon if you're that negative about things.
And I'm getting that with this, because like I said, I'm not a true trainer anymore.
Yes, I think everybody knows that, Sunshine.
This isn't how I would imagine myself being in the Pokemon world. This isn't how I would imagine myself having a free, open Pokemon experience. I felt more of that with Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Sword and Shield. So this is just splitting itself so far away.
No, you did not. Not Pokemon Go. No. Shush. Shush now. Shush. Embarrassing yourself. Shush.
I don't see freedom here. I see very basic, very rudimentary foundations that just are going to repeat over and over again and not really develop into anything.
Well, let's just wait and see what happens. Like, look, this could be the case, but do you want to have Pokemon everywhere? Do you want to have the 800 odd Pokemon? Let's just say 200. Do you want to have 200 Pokemon just dotted around everywhere? If you want it to be true to life, to some elements, there's not going to be Pokemon just sprawling up everywhere. You know, that's not what happens in real life. Plus, if you want to bake it in real life and make it a bit more realistic, Pokemon attack each other. They should attack you. Because some of these things are carnivores. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If a Gyarados is rocking around doing its thing, it ain't gonna look at anything going, hello, want to be my friend? It's gonna look at things going, hello, want to be my fucking dinner? That's how it's gonna view things. Again, 200 models, would it look too chaotic in the field? I don't know, I'm not a developer. But I just think back to Breath of the Wild, and I've got my thoughts on that, which I'll probably have to rant about at some point, because I know he's mentioned it, so I will rant at the end when I keep drinking as this is going on, so when I've had a bit more alcohol in me, might get a bit more fluid.
But with this, I'm worried about the amount of content that's going to be here. I'm worried this is just going to be too simple of a game at the end with a pretty neat story and some challenges to overcome.
Yeah, the game could absolutely bomb. It could be absolute shite, but it could give them really good ideas. This could be the start of something new. Pokemon's not going anywhere. There's going to be more games coming out. And if the Switch Pro is coming out, then, the Nintendo are going to keep making consoles. So Pokemon being the world's biggest franchise is going to keep making games. So let's just wait and see what happens.
The games themselves, it seems like it's just going to be shallow and empty. Like, what was really amazing about Breath of the Wild is that you had weapons, and those weapons created really crazy interactions. You can't really do that with Pokemon.
Oh, here we go. Once again, we've compared it to Breath of the Wild. Stop comparing it to Breath of the fucking Wild. Look, I love... I'm going on a rant now. I'm going on a rant. Sorry, I'm going on a rant. I love Breath of the Wild. It's a very, very good game. Very beautiful, very... personal game, I should say, because it's personal to everyone. Everyone has their own journey. But the thing is, there are two very different games and two very different series. You can't just compare them because they've got the same freaking map. Let's look at Breath of the Wild. It's a game where, yes, it's a huge, vast world, but there's not a lot of enemies, and I've always said that's one of my problems with it, is that there's not a lot of enemies in the sense of different types. It's always the same types, but there's not a lot of enemies. Like, I could go around for hours and not come across one. Imagine that was a Pokemon game, there'd be bitching and moaning. I walk around for an hour and didn't see one Pokemon. Jesus Christ, there would be moaning. And yes, there's stuff to find in the wild, but as in like items and little bits, that's not really been Pokemon's thing. You hidden things, it's mostly been items you can find, but it's not really been, collectibles like Zelda was. But with Zelda, there was no team objective, there was no multiplayer option, there's no training of a companion, and that's the key thing here. There's no training of a companion, whereas Pokemon, that is it. You train a team, you train a companion, you go face people in a multiplayer setting. Like, how the fuck would this work in a multiplayer? How would a Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game work in Pokemon? It fucking wouldn't. Like, would you be hoping there'll be Pokemon bouncing all over the screen? Because they didn't have in Breath of the Wild, I'll tell you now. Like, they didn't Sword and Shield, that never happened in Breath of the Wild. You barely saw anybody. Like, if you want landmarks, okay, if you said it's a bear word, I can get on board with that, but let's just wait and see. There could be. We don't know. We may see the skull of an Onyx. You don't know. I doubt you're going to see the skull of an Onyx, but that'd be freaking cool. Like, this idea of doing a Final Fantasy VII Breath of the Wild, can you imagine the multiplayer if it's going to be that? It'd be a fucking mess. It'd just be absolute chaos. It'd be a laggy mess, having multiple teams and running around. Like, the Dark Souls community have problems with that as it is, trying to do 1-on-1 or 3-on-3. Imagine just, it'd just be a fucking nightmare. Like, if you want a true Pokemon game that you're talking about, then the whole idea of Pokemon chess just goes out the window, because that's how I consider Pokemon. It's like a chess game. You go, I go, you go, I go. It ain't gonna happen. It's just, I don't think you can apply that theory to an open world game as free as you want. I just don't think it fucking happens. Like, I did like Sword and Shield. I'd like a bit more polished Sword and Shield, but I like how this is looking because that could fill that gap. But what you want, Versi, baby? I just don't know. Just don't know. There's my rant. There's my rant.
Like, maybe that's another thing. This game isn't trying to break away and express itself in enough different ways. Again, it's just kind of like they're forcing, like, I don't even know, primitive is a way, like, it's like a primitive Pokemon battle system in a world that can deliver on so much more, to where it just doesn't feel like that real Pokemon adventure.
Maybe it's just ideas that are being built on. Calm your tits down. God. How long have I been going on for now? Ask me done. I'm done. I'm done. I just can't stand this bullshit anymore. Now, I know there's a second video where I think he goes on to say what he'd like to improve it. Nah, not watching it. CBA. I might watch it if I'm on the toilet, just because that is a good place of thinking. If anyone thinks that the crown is not a good place to have, or the throne, I should say, is not a good place to think, it's not. But either way, I'm going off to have another drink. I need to go to bed. It's late here. And yeah, that's about it. And as usual, if you do like this and you want to leave me a comment, go for it. You know, if you leave me something negative, I am going to reply back in a sarky way, because that's how I roll. I don't want any nasty comments. Well, you want to throw them if you want. I'm not fucking arsed. I'll do whatever. But as usual, to all my HA Council and to everyone watching, please look after yourself, and please go get yourselves a beer, because you motherfuckers deserve it. If you like my content, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. I am nearly at 5,000. I'm hoping by the time this comes out, I have hit it. So the thank you video might come sooner. It might come before. I don't know. But I've been HBT. Bye-bye.